Welcome back to another episode of Graps and Yaps. This is your go-to podcast for everything that is pro wrestling. And whether, oh man, Dan, can you believe it? You know what? Let me run that back. Let me Jey Uso run that back. Welcome back to another episode of Graps and Yaps. This is your go-to podcast for everything pro wrestling, where we are going to recap what's happened inside and outside of the ring from the last week. And whether you're a lifelong fan like us or you're just a victim of the wrestling algorithm, we thank you for being here. We hope you enjoy. It's very funny that I messed that up because we're going to get into it very shortly, but let me introduce myself. I'm Phil Fresh, one half of the show. Back at it again with my boy, TF Tony Free. What's good, TF?
Hey, it's episode 50, Phil. We've reached the half century, big milestone.
Can you believe it? Can you believe I've messed up the intro on the big 1 year anniversary of this?
You forgot.
Like, what the hell's going on there? I don't even think I've messed it up once, but I said, you know what? Let's roll with it. Yes, 1 year. Technically it was last week's episode, but neither of us paid we had no idea until afterwards. I texted Tony like a few days after we recorded. I said, bro, we fully forgot that this is our 1 year. But man,
missed our birthday.
We missed our damn birthday, but we made it, man. 1 year of graps and especially yaps. A little bit more yaps than the graps, but man, it doesn't feel like it's a year, hey?
Yeah, it's gone quick. But also, like, when I think of 50 episodes, it's like, oh yeah, it probably sounds right when I'm thinking of, like, you know, when Crown Jewel was, that was what, in October last year. So like 8 months ago we had Crown Jewel. So like when I think of it that way, I'm like, oh yeah, it has been a little while. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, big 5-0.
Big 5-0, 1 year of the podcast, man. It's been a real treat. We've been able to do a lot of cool things. You mentioned Crown Jewel. I mean, both of us getting a chance to, you know, speak to some of our favorite, you know, current superstars. Obviously, our boy Big G, Dom Mysterio, the likes of. But also, I think the other cool part of it was like chatting to the locals. You know, being able to talk to the Tuckman, Scott Green, being able to talk to Robbie Eagles. You know, having that, like, and I don't know, I don't want to speak on behalf of you, but, you know, I didn't really realize how prominent the scene was here. But doing this podcast has allowed me to, like, you know, really see how important the Australian wrestling scene is here.
100%. I think, yeah, same like thoughts and feelings here. It's been cool. And also, like, you can't forget, you know, some of the guests that we've had, like you know, the cameos. We've had Lockie McIntyre, we've had Court, we've had Andy Yee. Who else am I missing here? There's been a few.
Nick Stav.
There's got to be more. I feel like
the list
more
goes
than
on and on, and yeah, there has to be, right? I feel like, and we
someone.
apologize if we've forgotten you. Yeah, we're forgetting some people. I feel like we apologize if we have. But look, many more to come. You know, if this is just year one, you know, I think we had a good start, and we appreciate all of you for joining us along this ride. You know, staying with us, listening to the podcast, you know, following us, subscribing, whatever it is you're doing. It's very much appreciated. And look, yeah, let's get on to year two. Big episode today. There's a lot to get into. And most of it's kind of a nice balance of inside and outside the ring news. Later on, though, I do want to do something fun. 82-0. It's a game that's kind of gone viral in the NBA world. There is a wrestling edition of this game that we'll play later on. But let's get into some outside the ring news. Bit on here. Let's start with Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank has been rescheduled. Not once, but twice. I didn't even realize that it was the second time it's been rescheduled. Initially, it was meant to be on August 29th. It then got pushed to the week after, September 6th. Now it's been pushed a whole month to October 10th. What the hell's going on here?
Well, like, usually Money in the Bank is a July event. So, you know, even the first published date that we saw for, you know, late August was pretty late. Then they've gone to September, and now October. I think it's because now that with ESPN for their PLEs with their streaming and whatnot, that week in September is, I think, the first week of college football. So they might be struggling to get any of that ESPN audience across to watching wrestling. So I guess it makes sense. You know, one of your major PLEs might have to push back to try and, you know, maximize your audience, I guess, on a platform like ESPN.
Well, this feels like the new normal now. I mean, the first of realization of this was, obviously WrestleMania this year was meant to be in New Orleans, and then obviously got changed to Vegas. Now we're seeing this. I think in place of September 6th, they've announced a Sunday night main event. Like, is this just to me? This seems super unprofessional. Like, you're a global company and globally recognized entity, and then you're just changing dates of shows, messing up people's plans as well. Because I'm sure like people would have planned for those dates as initial dates. Like, this seems silly.
Yeah, it's odd. I'd understand if it was like they set the date last year and then maybe did this at the start of the year when they rescheduled. But, to do this, like less than 3 months out when, people are probably already making plans for their flights if they're traveling, accommodation, things like that. It's a major stuff around. So, it's sadly, I think it's just a sign of the times. Like with TKO, they can kind of just shift things whenever they want to if it doesn't suit them. And I get it. Like from a business point of view, I get it. Like you want to maximize your profits, your revenue, your exposure, but like it's going to come to a point where if you do this so often, all you're going to do is just piss off your existing fan base and potentially lose them.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't, we don't build up a tolerance to this and we're used to it. But let's move on. Zilla Fatu, that's a name that has been mentioned for a few years now. Rumored to be headed to WWE. He was allegedly spotted at the Performance Center. This has been, with the way the Bloodline story has been going on for how many years now, Jacob Fatu being involved now, it's bound to happen. It seems like it should be happening, right? It's on the cards for sure. If people didn't know, that's the son of Umaga, 26 years old too, by the way, still very young. I feel like this has been a kind of a rumor that's been living, around for a bit. What are your thoughts on this report now?
This rumor's been gone for like 3 years, so I'll believe it when I see it. And he's only 26, like he's young, so like I'm not expecting him anytime soon. So let's let it settle for a little bit, and then when he comes in, it'll be nice. Whatever happened to like seeing Lance and Hawaii, like these guys, we never saw them either.
True. Yeah. Did you know what just reminded me of? Did you ever see that there was like that like weird online beef between Zilla and Kofi Kingston? Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I've only seen like Zilla and Tommy Invincible. That's all I've seen.
Oh God,
my guy.
When's
my
Tommy
guy.
Invincible getting something? That's the real question.
Hey, he's doing AEW cameos at the moment, so I think he's an all elite guy.
Tommy Invincible is all elite. All right. Well, yeah. Apparently, I remember seeing this interaction between Kofi and Zilla. It was super weird. Zilla was kind of talking out of turn. Kofi kind of, put him in his place a little bit. Said, "Slow down, youngin." And then Kofi got released, and then Zilla went back to Twitter and was like, "Oh." And I was like, bro, you gotta chill out, man. What are you doing? So, yeah, look, watch this space, I guess, for another 3 years or whoever it is. Danhausen, right? Lifting the curse off the Knicks, putting it onto the Spurs. He was at Game 3 of the NBA Finals. He was wearing a Knicks jersey. The Knicks end up losing that game, though. Game 4 is about to tip off very soon. What's the go there? Is this Danhausen's fault? Or was there someone else that was in the crowd who we could put the blame on?
It's 100% a Trump curse. The New York Knicks. This is what happened here. It was Trump. I did like the little meeting here between Cardyhausen and Danhausen.
Yes.
Nice little photo for the internet to sink their teeth into.
Cardyhausen.
But Knicks, that streak has been going on since I think it was maybe April.
40-something days, yeah.
Yeah, it's like since they'd lost the game. So crazy streak. But good to see that we're getting a series out of this now. So it's going to be some prime time viewing, the next week and a bit with, the rest of the series to play out in the NBA Finals. The World Cup starts tomorrow. Yeah. That's in the US, Mexico, and Canada. So it's all kind of like, same time of the day. So it's a lot to get into.
Yeah, it's going to be busy. I also said this, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I said this in our group chat when I saw Danhausen doing the rounds at Madison Square Garden for Game Three. Also, that photo with Cardi B. There is definitely an argument that Danhausen has the same, and if not more, motion than Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Do you agree?
Man, when I switched on the coverage of Game 3 on ESPN, all you see is just Danhausen like doing all like the pre-game stuff. I think he like did something with Pat McAfee as well.
Yeah.
In one of the games. So like he's just popping up everywhere at the moment.
He's got the motion, man. This is,
He's become pop culture.
And I also love that, like, the bit has transcended from WWE TV to, like, yeah, these national broadcasts. Like, the bit continues, like, and everyone kind of acts, is in on it and, like, plays along with it, which I really love. Last bit of news, and this one is last for a reason, because I saw a bit of noise about this within, like, the last 24 hours, I reckon. But there's rumors of CM Punk, why he hasn't been on TV. And apparently that has to do with some backstage heat in regards to a contract. TKO wanted to renegotiate. It would have taken a pay cut. He started politicking backstage. He has heat with the executives. I don't even know where this begun. This was like a wildfire. Someone just spurted this out. Now, I don't know if this is like, yeah, the overall yarn is that this is just some fake news. But I wonder if it's like, if this, is there a 0% chance that this is, is it really at zero? Or is there a bit higher that there could be some truth to this?
This is source. Trust me, bro. All this crap. Like I saw, this got shut down pretty early this morning. So CM Punk hasn't been on TV for what, like 2 months.
Since WrestleMania or the Raw after.
So like 2 months and like, all these rumors make their way around. And I think, like some of it had to do with, I think AJ Lee as well, who also hasn't been seen since WrestleMania. There was like vague rumors around an incident, at WrestleMania, but like none of this was ever like verified. I think it's just all, trust me, bro. All this stuff. So, and then, like, I've seen all the reports this morning pretty much just shooting this down, saying, like, this is what we've actually heard, and it's none of this. So it just sounds like he's having time off by the looks of things. So I think people just love to find a way to make some controversy out of CM Punk. And, just like we talked about last week with, I think it was Ryan Nemeth, just shooting CM Punk down, like, with the steroid allegations. So, people just like to, get on the back of CM Punk and, run some clout on social media.
Was there any fallout between that interaction?
I think the fallout had happened a long time ago, so there was nowhere else to fall to from that.
Oh, it was just kind of like it just happened and everyone moved on.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's like well versed in the law between CM Punk and Ryan Nemeth and what happened between those two in AEW. And CM Punk I think he was named in like some sort of, it might have been a lawsuit or something from Ryan Nemeth about his like an unfair dismissal from AEW. Pretty much blamed CM Punk as being the reason for that. So there was like no real depths that they could have sunk to anyway. Like they've reached their lows, so there's nowhere else for them to go.
No, just like that report of CM Punk backstage, it's not news. So I believe that's all of the outside the ring stuff. Let's get into the recap of the week inside the ring. And I feel like I want to start here because this is I feel like there's some good discussion around this. But fresh off the mask versus mask match in AAA, which actually got a 5.75 Meltzer rating, which makes it the highest rated WWE match of all time. Obviously, it's AAA, but WWE, the partnership with AAA, technically it's WWE as well. Fresh off of that match, that banger of a match, Chad Gable returned to WWE TV. Tony Free.
Yeah, and they used him in a way that I was not really thinking they would, but it kind of made sense. And he apologized to Rey Fenix. He's apologizing to Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. So he's obviously going to all these luchadors, Penta as well, and pretty much saying like, yeah, look, he was making fun of lucha libre to begin with, but then I've come to understand and respect the culture. So for that, I'm sorry.
Huge
And
pops as
yeah,
well.
it's automatically made him a huge babyface in WWE. Like he was like kind of like kind of he was a laugh when he was El Grande Americano, and like he was still sort of booked as that baby face for the first 6 months of this year when he was feuding in that mask versus mask rivalry. But now that he's gone back to just being Chad Gable, I think people are they're reminded again as to what makes this guy so good, and now they have that emotional connection to him, which I think it could work out really, really well for Chad Gable. I'm hoping that they keep this momentum with him.
Yeah, he's got something going right now. It's only been 1 week of wrestling, but yeah, big reactions in Bologna on SmackDown, huge reactions in Paris on Raw. We also saw him in ring. He comes out after a great Intercontinental Championship match between Penta and Rey Mysterio. Rusev and Ethan Page attack them both. Rusev removes Rey's mask, which then brings out Chad Gable to make the save. I mean, a couple German suplexes here and there. Great suplexes as well, by the way. Makes the save, grabs the mask and passes it back on to Rey. And he's just so over already. And now this is only 1 week. Time will tell how this goes. And also the fact that this is in Europe and the crowds already are just like on fire. I wonder how long this is going to go for. Will this translate well when they get back home to America? And how long do you see this momentum going with Chad Gable? Is this like, we've seen so many different iterations of Chad Gable and moments where, he could have been that guy. Is this the real deal, Tony Free?
It is if they continue this current like trend of how they booked him this week. So hopefully they don't drop it and just have a huge swerve in this story at the moment. He just needs to keep building that connection with the audience. Obviously, he had it there in Europe where the fans are going to be a little bit more appreciative. It'll be interesting now him going back to the US with WWE heading back there. I think as of this weekend. And seeing what reception he gets there now. So hopefully that continues and then he can continue his run as his babyface. And it looks like he's going to be put into some prominent spots. Maybe the IC title is what he kind of needs right now. But yeah, we'll see what happens when he goes back to the US in front of these crowds.
I think if they book it, perfectly, and mind you, this is perfect. There is potential there, and as this might sound ridiculous right now, but I think I don't think it's completely unbelievable. But there's a chance that he could be like a world champion. I don't know when, right? I don't know if this happens in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. But if they keep this, like he's built up so much equity with the fans. Like we've seen him in tag teams, we've seen him with the Alpha Academy. Obviously, we've seen him with El Grande Americano. But this feels like a real like homecoming. Like he is finally at a spot now where people recognize him, they trust him, they believe in him, and he is, I think also just like the way he obviously, the Shorty G era, right? What a ridiculous gimmick that was, and like that seemed like such a rib, like a biggest stitch up ever. But like him being, built like that, right? He's so short that like I think already just off stature alone, like people will get around him. But then also the fact that he's like, he is jacked. Like he is so jacked right now. Like there are muscles that I didn't even know existed in the human body that I've seen on Chad Gable. Like I just think that this could go, yeah, this could really go big time. Is there? And I thought about like, and it's something that you've said on the podcast. Strike while the iron's hot. If there's a way to get him involved in this King of the Ring tournament, I am doing that immediately. I know there's one more match left on SmackDown, and I think there might be a chance to do it.
I don't know if it would have been good if he was in there. That would have made complete sense. And the way some of these guys have progressed through, like we're seeing now who's in the next stage of this bracket. I think Chad Gable would have definitely fit into those, I think quarterfinals, whatever we're calling them, semifinals now. But yeah, it does feel like very Kurt Angle-esque. You know, when Kurt Angle had his big babyface run after being, you know, a bit of a chicken shit heel for a little while. So I can see a lot of the same sentiments here and the same sort of like process behind things, which I think is really good. So hopefully, yeah, I'd love to see Gable pushed into that main event picture, like with the world title. But I think, yeah, I see title first because I can't remember if he's actually had the title. I remember when he was going back and forth with, I think, maybe Gunther for a little while there.
Yeah, I don't think he has.
But he may have missed out. So it'd be good if he did recapture that.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
But is he on SmackDown now?
So
Did we establish what brand he's on?
We saw him talking to Nick Aldis last week on SmackDown, but that's as far as far as we got. We don't know exactly what he has won. He hasn't won the Intercontinental Championship, but yeah, we don't know what brand he's on exactly. Oh man, I was gonna say something, but I've forgotten it. But yeah, look, King of the Ring we'll get into later on. But Chad Gable, man, one to watch, and actually that's what it was. You mentioned Kurt Angle. The Kurt Angle comparison, it's a blessing, but it's also a curse because Kurt Angle, we know he was great, one of the best, you know, technical wrestlers, characters, gimmicks in WWE history. But then the curse with it is that like people are gonna always compare him to Kurt Angle and be like, oh yeah, well, this is like when Kurt Angle was doing this, and it's not a bad spot to be in, but damn, hopefully that doesn't like, you know, cloud whatever his full potential is.
I think he's at the same level. I think like he's at the same level in terms of like charisma, in-ring ability, like the performances he's putting on the ring. I think he's at the same level as what Kurt Angle was. So I feel like the comparisons are fair. Like they're very similar backgrounds in terms of like the amateur wrestling background going to the Olympics. Kurt Angle obviously won a gold medal, which I don't think Chad Gable did. But you know, all the comparisons are there to be made because they're, you know, almost carbon copy of each other. So I think it's as much as it's a curse, I think it's a very huge compliment for Chad Gable. It just means, you know, that he's actually at that level that you know, people can compare him to someone like Kurt Angle, who's one of the all-time greats.
Let's move on to the King and Queen of the Ring, as we mentioned before. And the Judgment Day, man. The Judgment Day is holding it down thus far through the first round.
Yeah, I can see how it's going because we've had Raquel winning her match this week. We had Liv Morgan winning her match. And they're on opposite sides of the tournament bracket here. I can see these two being in the finals. Liv taking the win. Sorry, Raquel getting the win and then choosing to take on Liv Morgan at SummerSlam.
It seems like that's the trajectory, right? There's a reason why it's all going on, and there's also, you know, they've been showing that tension again. Another slow burn between the Judgment Day, between not only Raquel and Liv, but Roxanne as well, who didn't win her match. Which, you know, I guess technically that would have put her against Liv in the second round, but I wasn't expecting Liv Morgan to win that one though. Did you? I can't remember what we said last week, but I was like, there's no way that she wins this.
I wanted Chelsea to win this, and I thought Chelsea was winning it as well at, you know, that last brief second before Liv came in with the roll up.
They love doing that to old Chelsea. They love putting her in that
Chelsea had a good week. Chelsea's had a great week. This little European run that she's had, crowd's been going wild. She's been, you know, getting huge pops everywhere she's been. She's on Raw and SmackDown in the past week.
She's taken two L's though. She lost to Lash Legend and she lost this Queen of the Ring matchup.
Yeah, she did. She did lose against Lash Legend. So they're 1-1 now. So maybe they have to have a third decider. But Chelsea's getting plenty of TV time, which is great.
This is classic Tony Free, Chelsea Green Stan booking and propaganda right here.
Hey,
this lady lost twice in the week, and he's saying she had a big week.
So Flick has this gripe with me. She's like, "Oh, you only like all the blonde WWE women," because like we're talking about Sol Ruka. I'm like, "Oh, you know," she's like, because she said, "Oh, like Sol Ruka looks like someone you'd have a crush on." And I was like, "Well, can you blame me?" And then she was like, "What? It's always one of these blonde WWE women." And I said, "What about Chelsea? Chelsea's Chelsea's probably like," I said how much of a Liv Morgan guy I am. I think Chelsea has surpassed Liv Morgan for me at the moment. So, there's one brunette over all the blondes. So there you go, Flick.
That is so funny. Getting aired out on the 50th episode of Graps and Yaps, just like that, huh? I wonder what the you know what? Because actually, let's not go down that path. I was gonna go somewhere crazy, but let's keep it to the Graps. All right. Now this whole Judgment Day thing, you've already kind of fantasy booked it to Night of Champions. Is this gonna be the final straw of the Judgment Day?
It has to. I think we need it to at this point. Like,
Has to.
We've
It's had a great run, right?
It has. We've gone through so many members. It's kind of lost I don't know, I'll call it the je ne sais quoi. Like they've just kind of lost that little extra that they used to have. They used to have like this flair about them, which I think has just really been lacking since Finn left, or even before Finn left. Like it's been kind of, just treading in water for something like at least, before this year even started. So, I think we're well and truly overdue for a Judgment Day breakup. And, I was hoping that WrestleMania might have really kicked things off with Dom and Liv, maybe potentially splitting up, because I feel like that might be the main catalyst for a Judgment Day split. But it looks like, the girls are kind of holding the keys at the moment in terms of that with Liv and Raquel, Roxanne. I feel like it's due, and I feel like it's coming now.
I also feel like the Dom Liv stuff has run its course as well. Let's give everyone, split them up. Let's give everyone, a clean slate, a fresh start. Liv, it was also Liv's birthday as well.
Dom's wife is requesting that as well.
Yeah, I bet she is. Honestly, since you
She's
brought
like,
up,
when's this shit gonna end?
let's bring up Irene. I was watching it on TV, and she and Irene was filthy about it. Like, and they would just walk into the ring, just Dom and Liv, and she was filthy. Like, why is this still going? Why is this still happening? Stop! Enough! And I said, you know what? I gotta agree with you. It's time. It is time.
It's a tough job. Tough job.
Dom is living the life that you yearn for, Tony Free.
I live vicariously through Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, don't we all, to be honest? Don't we all? Liv's birthday was, she got the win on her birthday. There was a nice little birthday banner in Paris in that stadium. Great stadium as well, and just the fans on fire too.
Yeah, that's like that stadium's a pyramid. Did you know that?
Is it actually?
The outside's a pyramid. They love their little.
I did not know that.
They love their little pyramid structures in France. They got isn't the top of the Louvre a pyramid as well?
Yeah. Damn, what's
Which is
going
crazy.
on there?
Something happening.
What's up with that? Hey, someone let us know what's up with that. Someone tell us what's up with that. But Liv will face the winner of the match coming up on SmackDown: Charlotte, Jade Cargill, Lyra Valkyria, and your girl Sol Ruka. We kind of touched on it last week. I feel like Charlotte and Jade cancel each other out. Sol and Lyra, they had a kind of a little interaction backstage. I think they had a match on Raw, no? Did they?
Sol and Lyra, yeah. I
remember.
They had a match for the Intercontinental Championship. Sol Ruka getting the win. So I don't know what Lyra's doing now, but she's kind of just in the wilderness at the moment, in the mid-card wilderness, so to speak. So, Sol's getting wins, which is really good. But, I'm not really sure about this Fatal 4-Way coming up. But, it could be. I'm not really a fan of having champions already in this. I think...
Yeah, I agree.
Having Liv in there is probably enough. Having a world champion in a world championship qualifier tournament is way too much. So I don't think we need... Tiffy hasn't been in this tournament, so she's not in there. So why do we need the Intercontinental Champion in there as well?
Oh no, was Tiffy lost? No, was she in one of the matchups? Surely she was.
I don't think she was.
Io Sky? Oh no, maybe she wasn't. Actually, I can look this up right now. It's right here on my screen. Yeah, no, she wasn't. She's actually not in it at all, which is interesting. But yeah, don't know what the requirements are. Speaking of the Judgment Day and, the Queen and King of the Ring, Dom Mysterio winning his matchup last week on SmackDown, defeating Braun Breaker, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams. I I think I said he was my dark horse, and it's looking good. And then until you realize that his next matchup is against Obafemi, and we did see a little interaction on Raw 23.
Yeah. Dominic Mysterio has just been digging his grave a week early. And then they tried to rush him and JD tried to rush over Femi in the ring on Monday Night Raw, and obviously it's not going to happen. Like I laughed so hard when JD came in trying to hit Obafemi in the back with that chair, and just did not even flinch. Yeah, those boys are in trouble next week.
It's just, and what about the entrance as well? I mean, to start off Raw, like that's a good sign that that's you're getting backed heavy by backstage.
Oh,
But
goosebumps.
that opening shot of his silhouette onto the French crowd, the Paris crowd. We say it every week, but we're gonna keep the streak going. That guy is freaking over. He does make a mention to Brock Lesnar. He's still, while he does have his eyes set on winning King of the Ring and going to SummerSlam, he is still on the hunt for a rematch with Brock Lesnar. Sorry. There was yet another King of the Ring match on Raw as well. Ricky Sainz, Seth Rollins, Tala Tonga, but Javon Evans stands tall. But man, oh man, just when we thought this Seth Rollins Vision stuff was over, we get it back again. Braun Break and Austin Theory cost Seth the win there. And Seth looked like he was going to win. What'd you make of this?
Hated it. I hate it. I don't want to see
Yeah,
Seth
man. What are
in the
we
Vision.
doing? Move on.
I didn't want to see Javon Evans winning this tournament bracket. I think like having Dom in there. So we've got Dom, Oba, Javon now, as they've all qualified for the next round. I think Dom was kind of like you can't have more than one dark horse. Javon Evans now, I think you probably look at him as a dark horse.
Why not?
Nah. He needs.
What's the rules? Since when are there rules to this?
He's just not at that level. Like he's a great in-ring performer,
sure?
but I need like something a bit more like serious and something to like really, take attention to.
I think he's pretty serious. I think there's been a bit of a switch up. When he lost to Penta, was it last week or the week before, the Intercontinental Championship match? He wasn't happy about it, even backstage. Arced up to Penta and said, "I'm coming back for this."
If you can't win the mid-card championship, why should you be getting through in a qualifier for the world championship? Like
why is Ricky Sainz in there? What has Ricky Sainz done?
Well, Ricky Sainz didn't win, but like they kind of showed us what level that Javon Evans is, a few weeks ago when he lost the Intercontinental Championship match. So why is he getting pushed now into this world title picture if he's getting through to the last four in this tournament?
Because that's the way this tournament works, man. Not all your favorites are going to win the match, but Javon Evans, bro, that finish, he's over. He is over, man, and he that's a big win. I think it's his, it's got to go down as his first big win. Winning the main event of Raw, a fatal four-way against the likes. I mean, obviously we mentioned Ricky Sainz, Tyler Tonga, but Seth Rollins as well, albeit by an interference. But the way that you fantasy book the Queen of the Ring tournament is the way I'm going to book the King of the Ring tournament. I think the final is going to be Oba and Javon Evans.
I
think that's the final.
We might see Brock Lesnar next week, back in the United States.
I think Javon. You know what, man? We could just strap the rocket to Javon right now, man.
I think Dom might be running the gauntlet here. I think he might go through.
Look, I mean, let's talk about that matchup. Yeah, Dom and Oba, I believe, happens next week. Yeah, look, the only way that Dom wins this, obviously the Judgment Day, we know the Judgment Day is going to get involved. And by Judgment Day, I guess we just mean JD McDonough. We know he's going to get involved. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think we're going to need JD McDonough and a Brock Lesnar interference for Dom to get a win here. So you think Brock is going to come back next week?
I feel like the fact that it's back in the United States probably makes that more likely. The fact that, because if it was going to happen, it should have happened in the first round when Oba got through, but I understand Brock Lesnar was not going to be in Italy again. I think, he had his match clash in Italy. Then he took off, went back home. Now that they're going back to the US, I think Brock Lesnar will be around, and then maybe that sets up the trilogy decider at Night of Champions, Brock versus Oba.
I think that, you know what, I'm gonna save the Brock interference until the final.
Hey, Oba was
Which
running his
then,
mouth
I guess,
this week.
technically, he was. He's been running his mouth since, since Clash in Italy. I just think, the David and Goliath matchup at Night of Champions as part of King of the Ring between Oberfemi and Javon Evans, I'm subscribed. All right, I'm ready for that. I also want to say, side note, Ricky Saints. I said before, what has he done? He hasn't really done much except, he's kind of in a feud with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I need more Ricky Saints mic time than I need him in the ring.
Yeah, 100%.
He's only had a couple backstage segments, maybe one or two. The only promo I remember him doing was obviously his debut when he went up against Cody, and then he did one against Trick Williams, where Trick Williams backhanded him, which was kind of funny. But Ricky is so good on the mic. He's really funny, really entertaining. And I also just saw a clip recently of his remember his promo against Edge in AEW?
Yeah, it didn't work out too well for him because Edge cooked him.
No, I don't think Edge cooked him at all. Edge got pissed. Ricky got under his skin so easily.
Yeah, then Edge was like, oh yeah, talk to, I think he made something like a reference about The Rock, saying that he stole The Rock's gimmick and things like that. Then it was like, yeah, he pissed him off, but I think like Edge was like, well, fuck you, like.
Yeah, Edge was
I'm gonna
just
bury
like,
you now.
well, fuck you, man. I don't care. Yeah, legit, that's what it was in real time. But I think Ricky Saints, he is way more entertaining, at least for right now. And it's for someone who, who's new to the roster, new to the audience. Yeah, bro, I need him to talk more. Let's talk about this last matchup for the men's, the King of the Ring tournament. And there was a segment on Raw between the megastar LA Knight and main event Jey Uso. LA Knight, kind of addressing, blurring the lines, if you will, between shoot and work, addressing his booking issues, saying he isn't chosen by backstage, but he is chosen by the fans. And then this then this got really funny. At least I was entertained with it. My boy Jey Uso returns with the yeet entrance, by the way. We haven't heard that in years, it feels like. Paris loving that one. I was also enjoying yeeting with Paris as well. Anyways, he interrupts. He's obviously gassed. He's on the mic talking about watch how you speak about the family use. While he's trying to get his message across,
Next week,
the Paris crowd is going, run it back. Or however you say that in French, run it back. To the point where I don't even think it was part of the script, but it was so loud that Jay had to do it. It would have been whack if he didn't. And man, they were loud as fuck. And what I also love that LA Knight was kind of like, do you think I'm gonna stand here and just sit here while you do this? Nah, bro. Let's talk about it. Anyways, both of them were talking about their matchup at King of the Ring. Jay, I think, has a new catchphrase as well. This your warning shot. Wow. Which I don't mind. I actually don't mind. But yeah, this kind of escalates. They're just G'ing up the matchup on SmackDown. What did you think of this segment here? What did you think of LA Knight? What he was saying? What did you think of Jay's involvement in this? Tony Free, give me the yarn.
I actually liked it. I really enjoyed it. LA Knight pretty much came out and said, fuck your family, which I really enjoyed. He was naming oh, you guys are going to bring, I think he even named all these random ass family members, saying they're going to get their grandfather, their mom, their sister. I was popping. I thought it was all great. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think, having Jay come out, he was gassed, which it was next week.
Always.
So I thought, that was great. And it was short to the point, and it's all we needed. And then obviously, LA Knight's fuck your families, and he tries to come back to the ring. Jimmy stops him. It's all we needed. It's all set to explode now on SmackDown. But yeah, it makes the match very interesting this week. This fatal 4-way. No disqualifications, obviously. I don't think Jimmy's gonna have to I don't think Jimmy's gonna want to have to get involved. But we might see a smoky come through here if LA Knight and Jey Uso are just off doing their own thing, brawling and whatnot.
Yeah, I think those two cancel each other out. I think it's between Royce Keys and Finn Balor. Obviously, there was a promo on SmackDown of Finn coming to SmackDown. He's having a moment right now. I think, if you were to pick a favorite, it would be Finn. Royce Keys, you can make an argument that he, can make it through to the next round, but I don't know if he's there yet. And going back to what we were talking about earlier, Chad Gable, I think if there was ever a chance to get Chad Gable involved in this match, here's how you do it. Royce Keys has been having issues with Solo Sikoa, Talatonga, the MFTs and whatnot. There could be a chance at a play here where he gets attacked backstage. He's unable to compete in the matchup. Someone's got to fill the match. Who is it? Chad Gable. And then maybe if it plays out like that, then Chad Gable is my favorite to go through. But yeah, I think LA Knight and Jey Uso, what that promo told me was neither of them are winning this.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, they've got LA Knight said it himself. He's in the bloodline vortex, so that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, very unfortunate as well. I do want to shout out, when he came out to the ring, he asked for the mic, the guy threw it, he dropped it, fumbled. Everyone in the crowd said, oh. He actually ran it back first. LA Knight said, run it back. And he nailed it, and I was like, thank God. Thank God, because could you imagine that? Can you imagine dropping it twice? And I wasn't too sure if he was going to nail it, but he got there in the end.
I think Corey said on commentary, that's on the quarterback, not the running back there, or the wide receiver or something. So, it's on the guy who's passing it.
The guy who was passing the mic, he messed up. There was also a backstage moment. We've seen, the Usos and Jacob Fatu hanging around with them too. They had an interaction with Seth Rollins and Montez Ford backstage. Jay kind of orders Jacob to, get him. Jacob goes, no, bro, I don't answer to you. I answer to the OTC. So it's nice seeing that dynamic play out a little bit. When we're going to see Roman next, I'm going to assume we're going to get it after Night of Champions. But, it's nice to see that's the dynamic there. And it does make sense. Why would Jacob listen to Jay, let alone Jimmy? You know what I mean? Why would he listen to either of them when, he only acknowledges the OTC? I thought that was nice as well. But I also want the big takeaway here is with Jey Uso's Instagram story.
What has he done now?
He's posted yet another one he's posted another Instagram story. We've spoken about it before with Andrew Yee, but the one that he posted yesterday, honestly, I think it might be the Hall of Fame Jey Uso story. Did you not catch it, Tony?
No, I've missed it. What's he done?
Get ready for this. This was yesterday. He's posted this on his story. I'll still run it back if Jesus was standing in the ring. and then the crying laugh emoji. And then a follow-up comment saying, I don't care who it is. Can you imagine Jey Uso in the ring kind of bro with Jesus? There's your warning shot. Oh man, honestly, I legit laughed out loud when I saw this on my phone yesterday. Anyways, let's move on. There was also an interaction on SmackDown that, kind of, not as important, I don't think, as the other things that we've spoken about thus far, but, Gunther opens up SmackDown last week filthy at the decision of Clash in Italy where, he's arguing that his leg was under the rope. The match still should have continued. Cody comes out, smiling, signing autographs. And he goes, yeah, I agree with you. Let's have a rematch. Enter Sami Zayn. Now, where are you at on the temperature scale, Tony Free, with how this storyline is developing?
Well, I think it works well for, Sami Zayn costing Cody Rhodes the championship when this rematch does happen. So, but if that happens, when Gunther does win that championship, is Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn going to be a memorable program for us, further down the track, or even like while we're watching it. Like, is it going to be worth it? I'm not sure. So I don't know if this is even the right move for right now.
Yeah, I think if we would have based it off where we are in the story now, yeah, I agree with you. I worry that it's not going to hit the same, and if anything, I think it's going to do more harm for both of them than good, for both Cody and Sammy's momentum. But Sami Zayn has proven time and time again that whatever spot he's in, whatever storyline he's in, he can make it work. So, we might just be, scratching the surface here, albeit we've been scratching the surface for a while now. But, yeah, I agree with you. There are some hesitations with that. Are we setting up for like a triple threat between the three of those guys? Are we setting up for, surely there's a rematch between Cody and Gunther? When that happens, I don't know. And there's still a lot of questions about this angle here.
Yeah, I don't think we need a triple threat, but like they could work in like a trio kind of situation where they're feuding with each other in this triangle, but just don't put them all together in the same time. That's what I'm thinking.
Anything else from the week of wrestling that we may have missed, TF?
Oh man, not really. I was just, my main point today was just, Chelsea's getting time, which is great, and yeah, Flick's not loving me liking all the blonde WWE women, but
damn,
what's new?
It's like that.
It'd be like that.
How many blonde female wrestlers are there? We've got Charlotte, Alexa, Liv, Sol, Jordan Grace.
Trying to
more,
think
right?
I'm trying to think who she might be referring to when she's saying, "Oh, you've got crush on all these blonde
it's not just
WWE women."
Maybe you should throw a spanner in the works and say Julia. Julia's blonde now.
Well, Julia's blonde now. Lola Vice is not blonde, just FYI. Weapon time.
In case anyone forgot, in case anyone didn't realize.
One of the Fatal Influences girls, she's a redhead, so Fallon is a blonde, I think.
You don't discriminate.
No, I judge my superstars fairly, male or female. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Sol Ruka. So like her, the reason like she's so cool is like she's just so different to like all the other women right now. Like even the men, like she's just kind of like got her own vibe. And even like, if you look at her social media, she like creates her own gear. Like her gear is very like unique. And the fact that she's making it herself, like she's obviously a very creative, crafty woman. So, good for her. I like her. She's cool.
Who are the goated male blonde wrestlers? Cody Rhodes obviously is up there.
If I think back, like your Edges, your Triple H's.
Edge. Was Triple H blonde? I guess early.
No, the long hair.
I wouldn't classify him as blonde.
Long hair. Though. I think of like Triple H, long hair, blonde. Chris Jericho, goated with the long blonde hair.
When was he blonde? Like, are you talking like WCW days?
Who?
Terror
Triple
Rising
H?
days? Yeah.
Yeah, like early 2000s. I'd say that's a blonde. That's blonde, long hair.
No, that's brunette.
That's blonde. That's got to be blonde. That's more yellow tinge than anything.
What about Ryan Nemeth's brother, Dolph Ziggler? He's got to be. Albeit I know it's bleached.
He's top 5. He's top 5.
What about Rikishi? Rikishi's in there, I think.
Oh, the 2 tips count.
Bro, he didn't just have the tips. It was full.
Scotty
It was
Too Hotty?
full thing.
Scotty Too
Hotty's in there. Yes, 100%.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. I know it's very light blonde, but man, I would call that white. Ric Flair's been old forever. Dusty Rhodes.
Did we mention Liv Morgan's got blonde hair?
Okay, moving on. No, that's it.
Mr. Perfect.
Oh yes.
I'd say like Kevin Nash maybe was kind of blonde for a little while there.
You know what? I'd allow Kevin Nash. Even Surfer Sting.
Rhea Ripley was blonde for a little bit.
I think she's a natural blonde, no?
Christian Cage. For the peeps. Yeah, Christian was.
We should do a.
Hey, Triple H, when he had the World Heavyweight Championship, that man was blonde. When he had the big gold belt.
I don't know if that's blonde. I think that's brunette.
Have a look, Google it. He was 100% blonde.
I don't need to. I can imagine. I wouldn't call him blonde. That's
Another
crazy
blonde?
to me.
Brock Lesnar.
Yes, of course. Dude, we need to do a bracket. We need to do a maybe that's the we haven't done like
and
a thing in a
Hulk
while.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Hulk Hogan. I think Hulk Hogan has to be the go-to blonde wrestler.
Would you say Shawn
Him and-
Michaels was blonde at one stage?
No. Listen, he's not. Because if you're like, it's the same way that Triple H isn't blonde.
That's like, it's a dirty blonde.
Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn.
Wow.
Chuck as well. Chuck Palumbo.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Billy
when it
and
was
Chuck.
Billy and Chuck, 100%. Wow. You know what? Hey, we could go on. You know what? Put a pin on this because we might have to revisit the
Ilya
the wrestler
Dragunov.
hair color bracket down the line. This is I'm already having
Trish
fun.
Stratus. Tori Wilson.
Okay, all right.
Kelly
There you go with
Kelly.
another. Oh, for goodness sakes. Wrap it up, mate. Wrap it up. Look, I do want to play a game, though, that has been kind of going viral. I mentioned it before 82 and 0. Are you familiar? Have you seen this game about?
I've seen the AFL version. There's a 23 and 0 one going around. So I'm guessing
You
it's
found out
same.
about the AFL version before the 82 and 0 version?
Yeah, I'm more active on AFL social media than I am.
Come on. Have you nailed
NBA.
the AFL one yet?
I haven't had a go yet, but I've been watching like a few reels of like people's, what teams they're picking. So like they're picking 5 as well. So it must be the same sort of format.
Yeah, it's the same format. Basically, if people listen, you don't know, 82 and 0, it's a game where you have to assemble the best NBA team possible with players that are drawn from a random team and a random era. And the ultimate goal is to achieve the undefeated season, which is 82 and 0. Tony Freeze mentioned the AFL version. There is an NRL version of this as well. But there is also a wrestling version of this. It's called Main Eventer. And I want to test out your ball knowledge, Tony Free, on this episode on the 50 years, the 1 year of Graps and Yaps. Can you see this on my screen right now?
Yep.
It's called maineventer.com. So if you want to play along, please do. And basically it's this. You're going to spin, instead of spinning for errors and teams, you are spinning for a random promotion and a random year. All right? Now, the goal here is to build the best pay-per-view card possible. Yeah, there are 5 slots here. You've got a multi-man match, a women's match, a tag match, a singles match, and the main event match. Now, what I didn't mention in 82 and 0 that, is possible here is that you get a re-roll. So, if you roll a promotion or a year that you're not really, you're not going to get a good match out of, you can re-roll, but you only get 2. Now, I've got the game up here for you, Tony Free. I've played this a little bit. I want to play it with you. We'll do like a test round first. So the other thing is that you could do it blind where it doesn't show you the rankings. But there's an option where you can see the Meltzer ratings of these matches. So we'll do a normal match here. All right, Tony Free, I'll let you run. I'll just spin it for you. You tell me what to do. So let's do the first match. This is roll 105. I'm pressing spin right now. And we've landed at New Japan, Pro Wrestling 2024.
Oh, this
now
is
you
nice.
can see the matches here.
I like
There's
this
a couple
one.
10 rated matches. What would you like to land here? You can see that on the side here, they've got the different, where in the card it falls. But
This is Wrestle
where would you
Kingdom.
like to go with number 1?
Oh, there's a few different ones here. Okay.
Yeah, there's a
So,
couple.
wow. Oh, so you've got the Forbidden Door AEW matches in here too.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this. We got Dave Finlay defeating John Moxley and Will Ospreay for the IWGP Championship, I'm guessing. Below that,
right.
Swerve versus Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door 2024. That's a really, really good one.
Yeah.
Was
We've got Bullet
Swerve?
Club, War Dogs.
I was thinking, was Swerve the champion then? He was. Swerve was a champion against Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door.
I'll be honest, and here's the thing about me. I don't
Carter
really watch
versus
New Japan
Ospreay.
of AEW.
You know
So
what?
I don't really know where to go with this one, but you pick.
Oh, there's a Carter versus Danielson as well at Wrestle Kingdom. That was also really great.
But you got to remember, TF, you got to remember it's
Now
all about the rating.
Also about the rating.
So
I'll
the
go-
higher the rating, obviously, the better your score in the end is going to be.
Look, let's go Swerve defeating Ospreay at Forbidden Door 2024. I really like that match.
Now, do you want that in the main event or the singles?
Singles. Singles.
All right, nice. I would have done the same. All right, there we go. Match number 1. Let's do match number 2. TNA Impact 2017. Now, the highest rated match from this
Oh,
promotion
it's gonna
and
be
year
bad.
was Lashley defeating Eddie Edwards. That is an 8.3 rating. We also have Sienna defeating Rosemary. Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron defeating Lashley, 7 rating. But here's the thing, like I said before, you are allowed 2 rerolls. So would you
Yeah,
like to pick a match from this?
Yeah, this PLE's ass.
This is a reroll.
Yep,
All right, let's do it.
100%.
All right, here we go. WWE 1994.
Ooh.
This is WrestleMania 10.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got the ladder match, Razor Ramon
wow.
and Shawn Michaels, Owen Hart and Bret Hart. There's a couple
Owen
on
and
here.
Brett. Yeah, there's a couple of Owen and Bretts. This is
Now
really
remember,
good.
you do have one more reroll, or you go with one of these matches. What do you want to do?
Look, let's take WrestleMania 10, Owen Hart defeating Bret Hart. Rated
All right, main event.
10.3.
Nice, I like that. I like that. You've already got two of the matches so far. So far, so good. Now we just need a tag match, a women's
that was
match,
my main
and a
event.
multi-man match. Yeah. It could either only go into main event or a single slot. All right, let's spin again. Oh, WWE 2017.
Ooh.
The Usos and the New Day, the Hell in a Cell match. There's Bray Wyatt defeating AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, John Cena, and The Miz at Elimination Chamber. There's some goodies in here. What do you want to do?
So I've got tag, women's, and multi-man left to fill here.
That's right.
Look, I'll tell you what I'm not picking. That's Brock Lesnar defeating Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. I did not like that.
that was a fun
rated
match. I
highly,
gotta
but,
give it to it. It was a fun match.
Not for me. Do I want the Usos defeating the New Day as my tag match? Or do I want this elimination chamber where Bray Wyatt wins?
I will also say that the women's matches, getting a good rated women's match is also kind of difficult. So I mean, the Asuka Ember Moon NXT Takeover match with a 9.1 rating, that's not bad either. Not to sway your decision, but I just want to help you out here.
Look, I'm going to take Bray Wyatt winning the championship in the elimination chamber as my multi-man match.
All right, that's in there. 2 more to go. TNA Impact 2010.
Let's re-roll.
We are looking for a tag. Immediate reroll.
Mate, anything
All right.
TNA in the 2010s is a re-roll.
Hey, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Reroll. Ooh, New Japan Pro Wrestling
I like this.
2022. There's a couple women's, there's a couple tag matches on here. What do you want to do?
Ooh, Kyrie. In what year was that? 2022.
22, yeah.
In New Japan and Stardom. There's a tag match, FTR defeating Roppongi Vice and United Empire. Let's put that as my tag match, the 9.8. FTR.
9.8.
Yep.
Happy with
Forbidden
that?
Door
Let's lock it in.
2022. Yep.
Now we need, these have been solid matches so far. Now we just need a girded women's match. Let's see what we get. Spinning now.
Oh, perfect. Rhea Ripley
WWE
defeating Charlotte Flair at
WWE
WrestleMania 39.
2023.
Yeah, 100%.
That's right.
Goated.
All right. Let's see what you get. I'm putting this in here. Let's see what you get. That's an A. It's a must-see show.
I only book
That is a
must-see
must-see
shows.
show. Look, that's not bad, but I think S plus is like the goated. That's the one you want. You know what? I want to get into the fun as well. Let me run this back. We'll do it blind as well, by the way. So this one won't have the ratings. We're just gonna have to go with ball knowledge. This
Okay,
is
this
really
is
gonna flex our ball knowledge. Are you ready? And it'll be you and me together. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Oh god,
Oh,
TNA
what did we just say about
2019.
TNA in the 2010s?
Okay, well,
Hey, but there's some fire matches on here.
look, I mean, there's the
The
Lucha,
Lucha
Brothers,
yeah, beating RVD and Sabu.
Fit-
Moose.
the Latin American Exchange, Taya Valkyrie and Jordan Grace.
Tay Valkyrie, yep.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you right now. I have not seen any of these matches, and I don't know what to do. What are you saying?
Let's re-roll. Like, let's stick to the
Thank you. I'm
TNA
glad we...
TNA 2010s re-roll rule.
All right, let's do it. WWE 2014.
Ooh.
What WrestleMania is this? WrestleMania 30. Okay. All right. We have... Oh, God. What do we have here? Oh, we have the Wyatts versus the Shield, which was a fun match from memory. We also have
It's
Daniel Bryan defeating Triple H in the opener of WrestleMania 30, and then also defeating Batista and Randy Orton in the Triple
so
Threat.
there's some PWI awards listed against some of these matches. So um,
Yeah, so I think that's also a nice little assist for us too. Oh, we have the Shield defeating Evolution at Payback. This was Blue Tista. I remember that. The Usos and the Wyatt family. I remember that was a good match as well.
Seth
Oh,
Rollins defeating Dean
man.
Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger, Kofi
Stephanie
Kingston.
McMahon, Brie Bella. Oh, SummerSlam. I was at this one. This is Suplex City. Brock Lesnar and John Cena. All right. We got to
Hey,
land on
16
one.
minutes. Wow. I'm surprised Brock went 16 minutes back in those days.
Team Cena and Team Authority when Sting comes
Survivor
out.
Series. Oh,
Oh,
this
jeez. We got to land on one, bro. Oh, the Sami Zayn Andrew Neville match at I Evolution. That's one of my favorite matches. But I'm trying to think of ratings now. Like, all right. What do you want to do here? There's a lot of good ones. My mind is going on the Daniel Bryan of it all. But I also don't hate that Sami Zayn Adrian Neville match either.
what would Suplex City rate as? It might have got. I think it got hated on.
I think
Maybe?
I think
I
it
don't
did
know.
all right, but I think actually also this Usos Wyatt family match got rated pretty highly.
AJ Lee defeating
All
Paige.
we do the Shield and the Wyatt family as the tag match. So it's either a tag match or a singles match.
Was Shield defeating Evolution? Was that a high rater? I can't remember.
Like they were all good. The problem is that they were all good. There's no real standout. But the Wyatt and the Shield match at Elimination Chamber, I do remember that being fun. I don't know how highly it's scored, but I think if I had to pick one, I'm picking that one.
Is this going to go into your tag or?
This would be in the tag slot.
Yep, tag. Yep.
All right, let's lock it in. All right. Spin again. Oh, geez. New Japan Pro Wrestling 2026.
This year, let's see. Look, Okada versus Tanahashi. I think it might have been Tanahashi's final match, maybe.
Oh, I do remember
That might be his
some yarns
retirement
about
match. Takeshita defeating El
Yep.
Fantasma, maybe not. I wonder what else we got here. Scrolling
That's where all the matches
down.
there. Yeah, I feel like I just say what I'm doing is that I'm going off names alone. So I see Takeshita, I see Okada, I see Tanahashi. Do we do Okada Tanahashi?
What's at the top of the list here? Let's see.
At the top it was the women's
Sayuri.
Sayuri defeats Saya Kamatani.
Look, I think maybe Okada, Tanahashi,
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Singles or main
retirement
event?
match in singles.
Yeah, nice. All right, let's put that in. Roll again. AEW 2025. All right, this is your bag here, Tony Free. I'm seeing Tony Storm. I'm seeing Mercedes Moné. I'm seeing Kenny Omega. Takeshita as well. Ospreay.
You know
Oh,
what?
Will Ospreay and Carl Fletcher. That was the cage match, right? Was that a cage match?
It doesn't say, does it?
Doesn't say no. There's a lot of the other thing. Oh, Adam Page, Will Ospreay.
Hey, a lot of these will rate really highly.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Because we also, like I said again, the women's one I worry about because once watch us get a roll of TNA 2008, and we just need a women's match to fill the gap, and we're not going to get it.
I think Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné is a safe one, though.
MJF, Adam Page, Samoa Joe, Swerve as a multi-man. Mark Briscoe, Carl Fletcher. Okay, well, I'm happy to do a women's match. Which one do you want to do, though?
Is that right at the bottom? I was just trying to see.
Full Gear, Chris Statlander, Mercedes Moné.
I was trying to think of when Blake Monroe left AEW when she was under Mariah May. Because if that Tony Storm Mariah May match is on there,
This one here, Revolution?
yeah, that's the one.
Tony Storm, Mariah May, Revolution. Are we doing that one?
You could have that as a main event.
Really? You want to lock it in main event? You know what?
That should have main evented that night on Revolution. That should
The
have
only
been the
thing-
main event.
That worries me is that it's just the time. And now the time doesn't mean anything, but it's a 12-minute, 56-second match. You happy to stand on it?
Actually, let's throw it in as women's. But I know it's going to rate really high.
Okay. I'll put that in the women's.
It might be the best women's
Damn,
match
all right,
ever.
all right. New Japan Pro Wrestling 2022. I'm
Now, do you
seeing
go
Will
for a
Ospreay,
tag
Orange
here?
Cassidy.
Like, because we've got main event or multi-man or main event left. So,
Yeah,
are we
main event or multi-man is what we're after. Will Ospreay defeating Shota. We also have a re-roll. We do have a re-roll to give as well. So
should we just use it? With
you want to run it?
Two remaining? Yep.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh god.
Oh, okay. And it's all right. We've got Perk Angle era here.
Perk Angle. Kurt Angle defeats
Samoa
Christian
Joe,
Cage at
Perk
Resolution.
Angle. Oh, so it's either
This is
main event or multi-man.
Samoa Joe at Lockdown. We got Samoa Joe, the fat ass, defeating Kaz and Scott Steiner at TNA Sacrifice. AJ Styles, Kurt Angle. Team TNA versus Team International. There's a couple AJ and Kurt Angle matches here.
Fuck, what was those factions? The main event Mafia was
Main event
like the
Mafia.
main thing.
Yeah.
That was the main thing back in these days.
Was
I
it
like
around
watching
2008?
TNA then.
I feel like it was 2010, 2011, right?
I thought it was around then.
Well, 2008? Okay. Oh, geez. All right. I don't know where to go. I have a feeling it's got to be a Samoa Joe Kurt Angle or Kurt Angle AJ Styles match, but I don't know.
I reckon the safest thing is to choose a multi-man here, and then hopefully we draw something a bit more like a WrestleMania match.
Which one do you want to go with? Samoa Joe defeats Christian Cage and Kurt Angle? Booker T defeats AJ Styles and Christian Cage?
What's at the top?
At the top, we've got
Samoa
Awesome
Joe,
Kong defeating
Kaz.
Gail Kim and ODB.
Maybe what was it?
All right, let's pick one. I'm happy. I'll run whatever you say.
I think it was that one a bit lower. I think it might have been. Who'd you say it was? Kick on. I think it was Samoa Joe, Christian Cage, Kurt Angle. I reckon that's.
That one there, Multi-Man. TNA No Surrender 2008.
Had to have been at least decent.
With those names, that's what I mean. All right, and that's the problem with doing it blind. All right, now we need a main event. What main event are you hoping for here? I'm trying to see.
It needs to be a WWE
WrestleMania
23.
Yeah, something like that. All right, let's see what we get. WWE 1997.
Ooh.
This is WrestleMania 13. Bret Hart defeating Stone Cold via TKO. These are all the. These are some solid ones. I think
There's
honestly.
a lot of Bret Hart.
Oh, this is the Hell in a Cell too. This is Hell in a Cell though. Undertaker defeating Mankind.
That could be the one.
It could be that, or it could be Bret Hart Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13.
It's either one of those.
I think, and I'm going off ratings. All right, I'm gonna go off what was rated higher. I want to say it was Bret Hart Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13.
Because what the Hell in a Cell match there, that's at WWF in your house. I feel like a WrestleMania match has.
I mean, it was a great match. Sorry, which one you want to go with?
Bret,
Stone Cold.
Bret defeating Stone Cold.
All right, let's do it. Let's lock it in. Now you got an A. You had a must-see show. Let's see if we do it any better here. Oh god, we got a B.
Who let us
B,
down?
a solid card. Let's see what the ratings were. Oh god, that's Samoa Joe, Christian Cage, Kurt Angle, 7 rating. The Wyatt Shield 9.5. Tony Storm, Mariah May 9.
I thought that would have been a lot higher. That was match of the year.
I'm glad we didn't put that in the main event slot. And then yes, of course, the highest rated one was Bret Hart defeating Stone Cold via referee decision. That is the game here. I've been playing it for a little bit, but TF, this is a game that you can run. I would love to see if you run this back, see if you can get
I'll be doing this all day.
plus. Yeah, honestly, I've been playing these games for way too long, and if you're listening, it's maineventer.com. Get involved, and shout out to whoever created it. But look, that's our ball knowledge, and that is it for another episode of Graps and Yaps, episode 50, 1 year again. Big thank you to everyone for, whether you shared it with a mate, whether you comment on our post, or you just listen to it. We really appreciate it. And if you're new here, or if you've been dragged along here, we appreciate you too. Make sure you follow us at Graps and Yaps on social media. And on YouTube too. We're showing the videos there too. Actually, that's a good shout for the YouTube. You can see us play main eventer all on the YouTube video. So go check that out too. Subscribe. TF, appreciate you for stepping in for another week. Any exciting things happening for you this weekend?
Hey, World Cup tomorrow. So I think 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, we've got Mexico versus South Africa. And then I think South Korea and the Czechia, whatever they call it, Czech Republic, are playing at midday tomorrow. So
Czechia, yeah.
And then Socceroos playing Sunday afternoon. So a lot of exciting sport to get into, I think.
Yeah, big game.
What about you?
Yeah, looking forward to it. And damn, what the hell am I doing? Man, business as usual. Watching some wrestling, doing some radio, watching some footy. Actually, I'm going to the Bunnies game tonight for Jai.
Nice.
All right, so hopefully we can get the dub there for big Jaiza.
We've got Gable.
Yeah, no, it's. Oh yes, okay. We have to wrap this up immediately. Then appreciate you for staying along, tagging along with us. TF. I'll see you next week, brother.
See you then.